All right, so in this worksheet, this worksheet deals with parallel and perpendicular lines. It's a very easy worksheet. So let's just start looking at it. So number one, it says this. You're given the following equation, y equals negative 3/8 x plus 4. And the question is, determine the slope of the line that would be parallel to this line. So parallel to, now this line is the same as this one. So find the slope of a line that's parallel to this one. Well, remember, parallel lines have the same slope, right? So that's one of the things you have to remember. So parallel lines have equal slopes. Parallel lines have equal slopes. So if you want to find the line, the slope of the line that's parallel to this, then you need to know the slope of this line. So the slope of this line here, I'm going to put it right here, the slope of this line is the coefficient of x. So the slope of this line is negative 3/8. So the slope of a line parallel to that will have the same slope. So the answer is negative 3/8. So negative 3/8. All right. And then the other thing you got to remember, this one's perpendicular now. So you got to remember that perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals of each other. So that are opposite reciprocals of each other. Okay, so perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals of each other. So, given this equation, what is the slope of the line that's perpendicular to this? Well, again, the slope of this line is negative 3/8, right? So the slope of the line that's perpendicular to that would be the opposite reciprocal. So if this is negative, then the slope would be positive. And then 3/8, take the reciprocal. So the answer is a positive 8/3. So there's the answer, 8/3. Number two, now this time, so the difference between 1 and 2 is this. So notice that number 1, it was already written in slope-intercept form, right? So this is already in slope-intercept form. But in number 2, it's not. So that's not in slope-intercept form. So what we got to do first is get this in slope-intercept form, because in order to answer the questions, you got to know the slope. So let's go ahead and get this in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this here. So I get 3y minus 2x equals 12. Getting 3y by itself, adding 2x to both sides, I get 3y equals 2x plus 12. And then dividing both sides by 3, I get y equals 2/3 x, plus, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the slope of this line is 2/3. Okay? So the slope of this line here is 2/3. So given this line, what will be the slope of a line that's parallel to it? Well, the lines are parallel. They have same slope. So this answer here is 2/3. Perpendicular to it, first of all, you got to take the opposite reciprocal. So if this is positive, then this one has to be, the perpendicular one has to be negative. And then just take the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Okay? All right, so that's the answer to that one. Now, number 3, you're given, so it says, determine if the two lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. All right, so you're given two different lines here. And so if you want to determine if two lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither, you got to find some information about their slope. That's all you need to know is their slope. Well, the slope of this line is the coefficient of x, because notice they're both already in slope-intercept form. So the slope of this line is 3. The slope of this line here is 1/3, right? Slope is 1/3. So notice 3 and 1/3 are not equal. And 3, now notice 3 is the reciprocal of 1/3, but they have the same sign. So this would be neither. So the answer here is neither. Okay, so they don't have the same slope, and their slopes are not opposite reciprocals of each other. Okay, number 4, notice this equation here is already in slope-intercept form, so the slope here is 2/7. But here you got to get y by itself, so don't make the mistake and say the slope is 4. All right, so first of all, let's go ahead and get y by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and write that here. 14y equals 4x plus 3. Dividing both sides by 14, I get y equals 4/14 x plus 3/14. 4/14 plus 3/14. But reduce 4/14 is 2/7. I get 2/7 x plus 3/14. So the slope of this line is the same as is equivalent to this one. So the slope of this line is 2/7. So that means the slope of this line here is 2/7. So what do you notice about the slopes of both lines? They are equal. So the two lines are parallel. All right, and then finally the next one. So here it's already in slope-intercept form. So the slope's -4. Let's go ahead and get y by itself here. So I get 4y minus x equals 2. Adding x to both sides, I get 4y equals x plus 2. X plus 2. Dividing both sides by 4. Now be careful. I get y equals, remember this number, I'm going to write it like this first. X divided by 4 plus 2 divided by 4, right? But be careful. Notice that coefficient right here is a 1. So I'm going to say 1x divided by 4 plus 2, oops, let me go ahead and reduce this, plus 1/2. So the coefficient of x is 1/4. So the slope here is 1/4. So the slope is 1/4. So the slope of this line is a -4. The slope of this line is a positive 1/4. So you need to notice that the reciprocal of -4, I'm sorry, the opposite reciprocal of -4 is a positive 1/4. So these two lines would be perpendicular. So perpendicular. All right, and that's it. That is the key to this worksheet.